What's up, Conroe? Welcome back to another edition of Nerd Thug Radio. We're hanging out here on 104.5, 106.1, the sister stations, and we're streaming worldwide at irlonestar.com. We're hanging out here on this sportsy Thursday, just doing our sportsy thing.
Is that what Thursdays are now?
Sportsy.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, it's like a sick little roadster, like a nice little car, like a sports car. Sporty car.
I guess it's fair.
Yeah, it's Corey DLG as usual, and with me as usual is little brother Nico.
I guess.
Whatever. I'm fun with that.
Zero confidence in that one.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But so, what's up, buddy?
Not much.
Yeah?
Losing a bet was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, what was the bet?
We didn't really bet anything.
I know we should have because I was gonna win, and I did.
We did both lose on the over/under though.
We that's true. We were both wrong on the over/under. So in Vegas, I'd be even. Like
right.
1 unit bet I won and 1 unit bet I lost, so I would break even. You would be down 2 units.
Yep. Because I'm not good at this. Should have went with my gut and said under, like I said in the first place.
Listen, you're not going to blame me for this. You're not
No.
going to blame me for it.
I'm not going to blame you. You picked the right team. It's like
That's
counterintuitive.
Right. Yeah.
Well, how dare you be right?
And honestly, it got really close to hitting. Like, if you had bet the under, you were holding your breath the last 5 minutes of football.
Oh, yeah. No, I was.
Because, like, San Francisco and then we're going back and forth. So you were like, oh, man, like if San Francisco scores again and then the Chiefs have to score, like, this thing's going to break wide open. Like, I don't want to do this. So there was genuine fear if you were playing the under.
Right. It was definitely close. It was literally like 3 or 4 points away.
Right. But it did hold. So everyone who bet the under, congratulations. 55.5, 54.5, I believe we were discussing.
Something like that.
The Chiefs, however, were 1.5 point favorites, and they won by a lot more than that, like I said they would.
They won by 11, which is a lot.
Yeah. Which is exactly what I said would happen. I said they would be close, and then they would pull away and win by more than a score. The Chiefs were going to win by more than a touchdown. That was a given to me.
I was surprised. Genuinely surprised.
That's because you don't know football.
That's probably true. I'm not as adept
I shouldn't
at
say
it.
that because a lot of the people, like, it was 60-40 Chiefs. So there was plenty of people who felt like A, 49ers could win, and then B, that probably a 1.5 was a gift.
Right.
So they were all idiots together.
And together, we're all dumb.
And listen,
So tell me that the collective is also stupid.
when it comes to betting, genuinely, truly, lines will move based on betting trends.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever see a line moving, typically bet against it
That's fair.
because it's way less like if enough people are betting that the line has to move, that means almost either somebody knows something you don't, and like the mob has moved the number, which does happen. Listen, sports get fixed. I don't want to disillusion anyone here, but it has occurred.
That was immediately someone in the group chat. They were like, "Looks like somebody threw the game."
It does happen. And so that being said, yeah, the mob made a move the line because a guy's going to miss some free throws, the key moments of the game. Can't help that. But they also may go to federal jail, so it's a trade. The flip side of that,
you take your
you take your picks. You either ride with the mob on that one because they did fix it for you, or you bet against the mob mentality. If it's not the mob moving the line and it's just idiocy because they're like, oh yeah, go Lakers, oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome, then you bet against it.
Is it the Canadians moving for the
Yeah,
Lakers?
that's right, because they don't know basketball. They don't even they only have one team, and it did just win the championship, but that's because they had Kawhi Leonard. Let's be real.
Yeah, and then Kawhi left them.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, thanks for the money. I'm gonna in the ring, and I'm gonna
go.
I'm gonna go now." It's been real.
Poor guys. They never had a chance.
What do you mean they got a ring out of it? Do you
No,
know how many franchises would trade you anything and everything to get Kawhi Leonard for 1 year if it came with a ring?
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is that, like, all right, so now that he's gone, it's like, well, that was fun while I was.
Yeah. Yeah, like definitely this year standing around looking around going, well, we don't have DeMar DeRozan because we traded him for Kawhi Leonard.
And we don't have Kawhi Leonard.
We don't have Kawhi Leonard, but we do have this shiny ring.
Check this out.
from last year.
We're definitely not coming back.
We're
to
not
this.
going to be. Yeah, no.
This is not the 2-time champion Toronto team.
This is 82 games year. This is the early vacation year. Around game 78, buy your plane tickets. It's cool. It's all right.
Don't worry about it, dude.
Actually, as bad as the East is, I mean, I'll check it here in a minute when we get into it. But I'm going to say right now, without even looking, and I haven't followed the Toronto Raptors at all this year, I'm going to go ahead and say they're no worse than the 6th seed in the East. they're still
somehow
in it.
number 7, and they're just like chilling out.
They're like, we're in the playoffs.
She's like, how? And it's like, I don't know.
Well, everyone else is way worse, so it's like
No one else has done anything for the past year.
Losing Kawhi Leonard, they're still like the 4th best team in the East. So
it's like, what happened? And it's like, everything went wrong.
Yeah.
We lost everyone, and we somehow still came ahead. The West, everyone is like massacring each other in these
Right.
crazy super teams.
They're having like these gladiatorial battles for like a Tuesday night win in an 82 game season, like bloody fist fights, and they're doing everything they can. In the East, someone's like, "Yeah, we pretty much know who our top 8 teams are. We're just gonna do a drawing for placement."
It's like football. Except everyone in the South is playing for mediocrity and somehow coming out top.
The East is the AFC South.
Right.
Shut up, Nico. I don't like that at all.
You agree with me?
It's not that you're wrong; it's that I hate it.
That's fair.
All right, before we get too much further into all this and get all the shenanigans mixed up with the good times, let me tell you guys about my friend Donald Williams over there at Sean Myers Insurance. That's right. Check on Donnie Utah and give him a call at 936. Oh, hang on. It's loading still. Sorry, Donnie. We'll come back to you tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I went too far. Oh, is that what I
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. 936-760-5963. 936-760-5963. With independent agents that get to shop over 15 national carriers to find the best coverage at the best price, specializing in home insurance as well as bundling the auto to maximize discounts, they consider themselves part of the family, and their policy is caring about and saving you your money. That's the goal right there.
Right.
How do I give you good coverage while saving you money? And they do that by going over each policy and coverage line by line. That's when you find out you don't have T-Rex insurance.
Right. That's when you find out that if hail penetrates your window at 45-degree angles, it was a will of God and not covered by your insurance.
Oh, God, that's a burner right there. That is
Right.
I don't know how Active God got put in insurance policies, but listen, that was a smooth move by somebody because they can call some stuff Active God.
Right.
But all that being said, Donald Williams is the guy to help you find the best policy for the best price. Check with him and his 15 independent carriers, national independent carriers. 936-760-5963. Let him know you heard about him on Nerd Thug Radio. Check him out. Give him a call. He's literally just sitting by a phone right now.
Yeah.
He's just sitting
waiting.
there. He's just hanging out. He just took a sip of water right now.
Are you watching him?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, aren't you not?
Oh, no, I don't have the
It's like
Donnie.
the Truman Show.
I just want the live stream video from his office. Just him sitting there
Donald
doing
just
work.
like, tick, 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 waiting for the phone to ring. Anyway, give me a call. All right, we're going to move on from that because it's creepy and I'm still watching him.
You haven't stopped.
No, why would I? It's hilarious. He thinks no one can see him pick his nose right now. So here's a cool story. I don't know what have we been doing? What are we, like 8 minutes in?
We got like 5 minutes.
All right. This is a story worth talking about, and it's worth talking about right now. The Memphis Grizzlies have just traded Andre Iguodala. Last night, they traded him to the Miami Heat.
Ooh.
The interesting thing about this, it's twofold. Andre Iguodala flat out refused to come to Memphis.
I mean,
Got traded there as part of the Golden State sign and trade stuff to bring in D'Angelo Russell at a max deal. And Andre Iguodala was like, they made cap room because Andre Iguodala got like $17 million a year, which is a little too much for an old dude, but it kept that team together to win another title or two, so it was worth it for them. But now that they needed to make the room, they dumped him on Memphis, where he was like, nah,
this ain't it, Chief.
nah, busy right now. And they're like, no, you're definitely not, because we're your boss. And he was like, you right, but I'm busy right now. They were like, please? And he goes, nah. So he's flat out refused to report.
That's probably my absolute favorite thing sports players do. because I mean, like, it goes to show you like the frailty of these contracts. Like, yes, it's a contract. Yes, you're being traded
Yeah.
to this place, but you could also just
Not report.
go.
But here's what's interesting: is typically when players non-report, they negotiate a buyout with the team so they can go somewhere else. So, like, because NBA contracts are completely guaranteed, the franchise is on the hook for the money, like in their cap structure, blah blah blah. But he's not getting the checks unless he reports. He has to be an active employee to get the checks. So he's not getting $17 million to stay home.
Right? Yeah, that's not what's happening.
But
he is totally blowing
he
them
completely has the power to just be like,
off.
nah. But it's sort of an interesting dynamic in the sense that, like, no other job could you do this. Like, no other job could you hold a roster spot, like, captive.
Right.
Like, if you were an iron worker and they were like, hey, we're closing this plant, but we're sending you to Denver. You couldn't be like, I'm not reporting.
No, I'm just not going to go
And
to Denver.
Denver's like, well, we can't hire another guy until you report. That's not going to happen.
No, they're just going to be like,
Yeah.
okay, bye. Boop.
Yeah, you're you what? All right, cool. You're fired. Bye. Later. Denver's like, thank God, we're gonna hire somebody who wants to be here. But so, like, the issue in Memphis is they don't care. Memphis has literally all year long been like, we're not gonna deal him out. We're not gonna sign him out. He can show up to work like a big boy, or he can sit at home and cry. The coach has flat out said, I hope we trade him to a team that we then play so we can kick his butt.
Bold.
The young Memphis Grizzlies, and they are young, but they've got a lot of young talent. There's one of those teams, they did this trade with the hopes that Andre Iguodala would come to work with his lunch pail and show these young kids
What's up?
how to be a professional. They just wanted him in the building, in the locker room, in the weight room, showing these guys what a professional looks like. Instead, he stayed home. So these young guys have rallied around the idea that the vets don't respect them, that people don't respect them, that people don't think much of them, and they have created a culture of, we don't need you. So literally when the trade was announced, Ja Morant, who is a top 3 pick in this year's draft, so he's a rookie, he put bye on his Twitter.
Nice.
Bye. Another teammate put a shrug emoji. Completely disinterested in the outcome of this trade. Don't care at all. Bye.
Nice.
This team has reacted in exactly the kind of way you would want to see a team handle it. You would want to see a team be like, well, if he doesn't want to be here, then we want to play the F out of him, and we want to beat him.
Right.
We want to whoop this dude.
Right. You think you're so cool?
Think you don't have to come to work today?
Try playing us on the other side of the court.
See you when we see you, baller.
And then you murder him.
And then you murder him on the court. And that's kind of been the impressive part is Memphis genuinely seems like they want to play him. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I hope they have like a back-to-back against like Miami
like-
somewhere.
Some reason they play each other 4 times this year. I don't know why.
But it's all in March. I don't know what happened there.
They just play each other 4 days in a row.
Memphis went and found the one team they play the most with the rest of the season, and they're like, do you want Andre Iguodala?
And they're like,
I guess.
And they're like, deal, gone.
Most interesting part of this trade also is Memphis may have, under the radar, gotten better. In this trade, they get a guy named Justice Winslow.
His name is Justice.
First of all,
First
super
of
name.
all.
He was a point guard who was regarded as the best point guard in the draft like 3 drafts ago when the draft was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And Boston offered 4 draft picks to Miami to get Justice Winslow.
Oh.
And Miami said, nah, we'll just take the kid.
Ooh.
Now, he hasn't quite turned out to be that guy.
But
And the NBA is full of dumb trades. Let's also clear that part up. However, this is a guy who the game is respected.
Right.
And there's a possibility that on a young, competitive, angry team, this guy might show up and fit right in.
Right. This might be where he goes.
So, might have been a sneaky, great trade for Memphis. That being said, we're going to jump out to a break. And when we sneak right our way back in, we're going to talk the Super Bowl. This is Nerd Thug Sports. From chicken fried steak with jalapeno cream gravy to spicy shrimp tacos or a double bone-in pork chop, there are many items listed on the menu of the Woodlands area's newest restaurant and lounge. With 2 full bars, 40 beers on tap, 23 wines by the glass, and a large, family-friendly patio, Citizens Grill is designed to create a fun atmosphere. Interested in hungry parties can find them on FM 1488 at Old Conroe Road across from the Escape Theater and Del Webb. Open weekdays 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and weekends 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And interested parties should absolutely check out the Nerd Thug Radio events pages for specials. Hey everybody, I'd like to introduce Tiger Rock Martial Arts. With 4 great locations that are open to all members, Tiger Rock offers world-class training with top-level instructors teaching self-defense and jiu-jitsu among other courses. Designed to help improve physical fitness and raise confidence, Tiger Rock's martial arts is able to start working with anyone 4 years old and up to show them the life skills and focus it takes to succeed in the modern world. Anyone interested in a fun, energetic way to make a positive life change should absolutely reach out to Tiger Rock Martial Arts and get started changing their life for the better. TigerRockMartialArts.com. The Adventure Begins, Comics, Games, and More is open on 1488 at 525 Woodland Square Boulevard. With comics, games, and everything nerd-related, The Adventure Begins is the one-stop nerd shop. On Saturdays, they alternate between having Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, and coming up, they also have cosplay crafting and trivia nights and BYOB nights. They're currently offering a 10% discount for limited time, which will be valid for as long as you grab your books every month. Hi, Conroe, Corey DLG of Nerd Thug Radio. For people interested in saving money on car and home insurance, they should contact Sean Myers Insurance Services. If you look on Google, you'll see plenty of 5-star reviews for these guys. They're great. They're an independent agent able to shop over 15 national carriers to find the best coverage at the best price for that customer. They do specialize in home insurance as well as bundling with auto to maximize discounts. They would want you to know that they consider their customers family and that their policy is caring and their goal is to bring value by going through your coverage line by line to make sure you actually understand what you have. The interested parties should call 936-760-5963 if they're interested in saving money on car insurance today.
This is Rudy Tomjanovich, and welcome to Nerd Thug Radio.
Welcome back, Conroe, to Nerd Thug Sports, hanging out here on 104.5, 106.1, the sister stations, and we're streaming worldwide at IrelandStar.com. Before we jump right back into the sports action. Sports. Nico, why don't you tell everybody about our friends, The Adventure Begins.
The Adventure Begins. They have all kinds of cool events coming up. They have, on February the 11th, they have Star Wars X-Wing.
Woo!
So if you want to get some cool starfighting action, they have there. If you're new, if you're already playing, they got a space for you available. That starts at 8 p.m.
There you go.
And then Saturday the 8th, from 2 to 6, they have Theros Beyond Death Booster Draft.
Yeah, I was watching somebody do this where they literally draft the packs. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so it's a little bit complicated, but once you get it going, it's it's a real fun time. Drafting I'm terrible at it, but it's really cool. And they do have prizes. It's $15 to enter. First place gets $30 in-store credit. Second place is $20, and then third place gets their $15 back. And you get promo packs.
Oh, promo packs.
Yeah. And then Saturday, February 5 to 9, they have the Star Wars Legion new player training.
I so want to die, man.
You're just not ready to paint your miniatures.
I really am not. Like, that's the biggest part is painting the little dudes. My guys would be the poor, like, lame gray ones. Everyone else is like, my army's the coolest. And I'd be like, yeah, yours is the coolest.
Just do the thing where you just spray paint them all one color. Just only play Stormtroopers, just spray paint them white, done.
It's the Black Troopers. It's the Death Troopers.
That's literally what they're called.
The Death Troopers?
Yeah, the big, like, spooky ones that make the weird noises from the new movies.
I didn't even know there was ones that made weird noises.
Yeah, they were in Rogue One. They had, like, weird face masks, and they were like, wah, wah, wah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, those were good ones.
Yeah, they're Death Troopers.
Okay, those are terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying. Sunday, February 9th, 4 to 8, they have D&D Juniors Venture League. Semi-monthly, $5 to play, or you can just spend $5 in the store and you get to play for free. And then we have Tuesday the 11th from 6:30 to 9. You have Jerk's Traveling Roadshow hits Deacon Baldi's. Fun night game starting at 6:30. They have sample games so you can play. And then February 14th, this is the big one. This is Hop Shots Tabletops. This is a Valentine's event. You can head in there. It's Scott Pilgrim themed, which is my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, I'm already in.
I'm already way in on this. It starts at 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Valentine's Day. You can hang out all night there at The Adventure Begins. They have all kinds of things. You can be single. You can be ready to mingle. All kinds of different things available. They have tons of games. It's going to be a great time. Head on down to The Adventure Begins. Fantastic.
Yeah, right there on 1488. Comics, games, and more. I got my little box there. That's where I keep my comic books.
Yeah.
They keep them safe and warm for me.
keep them sheltered over the cold
right.
winter nights.
They read stories to them. They feed them s'mores. It's like summer camp. They also do a lot of parents' night outs, but I don't know the schedules of that anymore. It's Friday and Saturday nights, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Also, before we get a little bit further in, allow me to introduce you guys to Tiger Rock Martial Arts. With 4 great locations that are open to all members, Tiger Rock offers world-class training with top-level instructors teaching self-defense and jiu-jitsu, among other courses. Helping to improve your physical fitness and raise your confidence, Tiger Rock Martial Arts is able to start working with anyone 4 years old and up and show them the life skills and focus it takes to succeed in the modern world. So anyone seeking a fun, energetic way to make a positive life change needs to reach out to Tiger Rock Martial Arts and get started changing their life for the better today.
Nice.
Yeah, man. All right, so the Super Bowl just happened, and the Chiefs did win. We covered that. Here's what's really important about it. First of all, congratulations. I go out to Andy Reid. In our group chat amongst me and the bros, first... this means the demise of my friend Austin's really dumb Super Bowl theory. I won't go into the details of it here on the air, but suffice to say, he picks reasons teams will or won't win based on the composition of their roster. Not like who's good or who's bad on it, based on like nationalities of certain players. For a hypothetical, but isn't what he's saying. Like, if there's not a Brazilian on your team, you can't win the World Cup. Kind of stuff. So he's
super like
just really dumb, vague rules that he's made, and so like come playoffs, he'll name the teams that follow his quote unquote rules that are eligible to win. The Chiefs were not on his list,
so they weren't going to win, but they broke his theory.
So
That's
R.I.P. Austin Ford's dumb theory.
Good for him.
Later, stupid. Should have put that on the air. That's all right. That was just for me, really.
This is just a personal attack.
This was just a personal attack I had on Austin Ford. It was sponsored by those against the election of Austin Ford.
He's not running for office.
He won't be now. This is a preemptive assault. But so also some really relevant things that come out of this is, so Travis Kelce is looking like probably one of the top tight ends in the league.
Yep.
Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill is their speed long ball threat. Sammy Watkins is the guy who makes that offense kind of work because good hands can get open against a lot of people because of his size and speed combination. Not the fastest dude, but bigger also.
Right.
So the issue is he wants a new deal. He's on the last year of his current deal. It was a 3-year deal he signed with the Chiefs, leaving Buffalo. And I think it's about $20 million he's counting against the cap, and all of a sudden now he's talking about maybe he sits out this season if he's not happy with what he gets, blah, blah, blah. The Chiefs are already pretty far down the list for cap room. There's only 5 teams with less cap room coming into this season than the Chiefs.
Oh.
So the other problem is Patrick Mahomes is going to be looking at, he's now eligible for his super extension that the quarterbacks get now.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's ready to begin to bring me my money.
So the deal with the quarterbacks basically has been each guy gets the biggest contract.
Mm-hmm.
This is why Dak Prescott held out and let Jared Goff go first. Dak Prescott wound up having only a so-so season and therefore didn't get his contract. Oops.
Yeah, he played out real strong.
His cards got worse as the year went on. He should have.
Yeah.
If there was an offer on the table week 3, that was when he should have signed it.
Right. They were like, week 3, you got it, and then he's like, all right, but that didn't happen.
No, and so now they're probably going to bang him for his numbers, and they're probably going to hurt him a little bit. He's not going to. He's going to be the guy who breaks this trend of record-breaking contracts for quarterbacks. But Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson are both eligible this year for that big money.
You bring me my money.
And Deshaun Watson will probably go first.
Probably.
Because
Didn't
while
win
he
the Super
will,
Bowl.
that's the thing. His resume is not going to be as strong as Patrick Mahomes. Deshaun Watson has a whole missed season from the knee injury. And while I have full faith and credit in Deshaun Watson as a gamer and a guy and somebody I want leading my team, his resume is not Patrick Mahomes. Therefore, unfortunately, therefore he is going to get a deal, but it'll be the biggest deal of deals so far, but it won't be
the deal.
Because very quickly behind him,
right, it's going to be
the deal. And that deal is going to be, I mean, I don't even...
Big money Mahomes, here he comes.
I'm trying to think of like what the number might be.
They're gonna be real stupid though.
I mean, you're talking about like maybe averaging 35 a year over the next 5 years. You're talking about like 185, $200 million on 5 years, 6-year deal.
Oh Lord,
I mean, it's going to be nutso.
it's gonna be real big.
I'm trying to. The estimates put it between 30 and 35. I sort of suspect that the Chiefs don't really feel like they have a leg to stand on and are going to give them like 37. Like
They're just like, well, you mean you got it, I guess.
first Super Bowl in 50 years. What are they? I mean, who are they going to?
Yeah, what are you not gonna pay for that?
Yeah. What do you not pay to the who? First of all, for 2 years have we been throwing nothing but highlight clips of? Like this guy has been nothing but highlight reel material for the no look passes, the left handed throws, the running and the throwing, and then even when he dislocates the kneecap, he comes back and the guy behind him lost games, so they needed him. Like there's no getting around the fact that Patrick Mahomes is the dude in Kansas City.
Yeah, there's no one else.
But now the question becomes, okay, well, Sammy Watkins wants money. Mahomes wants money. Here's what happens.
When everyone starts asking for money on the same year, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, when everyone thinks they're on the money train, that's when you go very quickly to bad town.
Right. That's when you get locked into 7-year deals with people you don't want to deal with anymore after 3.
Well, in while the NFL is a brutal league,
Yeah.
I mean, the terms of these deals usually wind up. Here's the thing: is a lot of times there's like some dead money floating around on these deals. Like they can't so if they were to cut Sammy Watkins, I think his cap number is like 17 or 18. But if they cut him, it's 21 in dead money.
Like
So they have to play him.
Right, because it's not worth it to cut him.
Right. But for other guys, it's not quite the same thing. Like Tom Brady, if he's to leave the Patriots, they finally have to pay all the cap hits of stuff that they've been bumping back. It's like something like when he leaves, they're going to take like a $26 million dead cap hit on a guy that I think they're only paying like 16 to this last season. But the Patriots have even said that they're willing to go as high as maybe $40 million to keep him. Like Robert Kraft wants to give him whatever he wants to stay.
She might not. You make it to the Super Bowl.
Well, and Robert Kraft is actually on the record as saying when you pay guys top-level money, you can't build around them to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
But he is now going, well, to keep Tom Brady, I'm willing to just not go to Super Bowls. But Tom Brady wants a Super Bowl to prove who he is.
Right.
And so this year is going to be a crazy year with the quarterback situation, and there's going to be other options for just about any other team, but Kansas City can't bail on Patrick Mahomes.
They can't. It's not possible.
There's a really good chance Cam Newton's going to be a free agent. Phillip Rivers is going to be a free agent. Eli Manning has talked about retiring. Tom Brady's probably going to be a free agent. Teddy Bridgewater is going to get a job somewhere. Ryan Fitzpatrick is probably going to get a job somewhere.
This is, as we've said several times, a really weird year for quarterbacks.
There's going to be about 10 dudes who could take starting jobs somewhere in the NFL.
But who's looking right now?
Well, and that's the other thing is, like, who do you want to be your quarterback next?
Right.
Like, what are you looking to do for your offense? Because Lamar Jackson, while he's been amazing, most teams probably don't want that from their quarterback. Most teams probably don't want a quarterback to run for 1,400 yards.
Yeah, they don't really need that right now.
They would rather him throw for 5,000. So, I mean, and that's the reality. Is like, yeah, the Ravens were winning games, but they lost the same place most people did.
Yep. He can't throw. I mean, he did improve over the season.
And I don't even want to say that necessarily, but I mean,
He
when
started
they
out
when they
not
had
throwing.
when they had to throw to win, because he hadn't been doing that in pressure situations all season,
It's harder for him.
it's harder for him to turn it on. I do think that's true, and so for that reason, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens came up a little short.
They still had a great season, though.
Yeah, they did. But yeah, this is going to be the year where a lot of if you don't like your team's quarterback, just wait because it's going to change this offseason probably.
Oh yeah, this is a wild year already.
Except for the Texans fans. Texans fans who don't like Deshaun Watson, I don't know what to tell you. You're not watching the same games I am.
Right.
If
He's consistently drugged us out of situations. He's literally the comeback king outside of Drew Brees.
Right.
Who is Drew Brees again? Oh, right, amazing.
Yeah. I struggle. And by the way, Aaron Rodgers got a different coach, and suddenly he won 13 games this year. So, like,
Oops, guess it wasn't the problem.
right. There's just a couple of guys that everyone's been hating on here lately that we might need to take a chill pill on.
Yeah, relax.
When you
He's
when you
okay.
watch everyone else have to change teams, including Jalen Ramsey, who Tampa thought was worth $20 million this year.
I don't know.
When you watch all these people have to move around and change teams and the quarterback market resets, I think a lot of these guys are going to get less money this time around. It makes you wonder, like, you have to keep the guys who are good. And so that's going to be the leverage that Patrick Mahomes has to secure his spot, is when other teams are having to choose between Ryan Fitzpatrick and Jalen Ramsey, like, they're not happy. Like, those aren't the choices they want to make. Like, yeah, it's not a good feeling. I think Jalen Ramsey's the quarterback. I'm trying to think now. Who's the quarterback for the Buccaneers? Jalen.
Oh, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He was awful.
It doesn't matter.
He will be a free agent though, and someone will give him like $9 million. Ramsey is the cornerback for the Jaguars. I know that.
Oh, okay, you're just gonna stop talking as I look up the quarterback.
I thought you were there already because usually you're better than that. But that's
I'm
all
really
right.
slow at typing. Also, I somehow missed what I was gonna say.
It's all right. When we come back, we'll have the name of that guy because now it's going to bother me because I know the corner is Jalen Ramsey, but I thought the quarterback was Jalen Ramsey also. So now I've mixed them completely, and now we'll never know.
They're both Jalen Ramsey.
This is Nerd Thug Sports, and we'll be right back. The Adventure Begins, Comics, Games, and More is open on 1488 at 525 Woodland Square Boulevard. With comics, games, and everything nerd-related, The Adventure Begins is the one-stop nerd shop. On Saturdays, they alternate between having Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, and coming up, they also have cosplay crafting and trivia nights and BYOB nights. They're currently offering a 10% discount for limited time, which will be valid for as long as you grab your books every month. Hey everybody, I'd like to introduce Tiger Rock Martial Arts. With 4 great locations that are open to all members, Tiger Rock offers world-class training with top-level instructors teaching self-defense and jiu-jitsu among other courses. Designed to help improve physical fitness and raise confidence, Tiger Rock's martial arts is able to start working with anyone 4 years old and up to show them the life skills and focus it takes to succeed in the modern world. Anyone interested in a fun, energetic way to make a positive life change should absolutely reach out to Tiger Rock Martial Arts and get started changing their life for the better. TigerRockMartialArts.com. From chicken fried steak with jalapeno cream gravy to spicy shrimp tacos or a double bone-in pork chop, there are many items listed on the menu of the Woodlands area's newest restaurant and lounge. With 2 full bars, 40 beers on tap, 23 wines by the glass, and a large, family-friendly patio, Citizens Grill is designed to create a fun atmosphere. Interested in hungry parties can find them on FM 1488 at Old Conroe Road across from the Escape Theater and Del Webb, open weekdays 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and weekends 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And interested parties should absolutely check out the Nerd Thug Radio events pages for specials. Hi, Conroe. Corey DLG of Nerd Thug Radio. For people interested in saving money on car and home insurance, they should contact Sean Myers Insurance Services. If you look on Google, you'll see plenty of 5-star reviews for these guys. They're great. They're an independent agent able to shop over 15 national carriers to find the best coverage at the best price for that customer. They do specialize in home insurance as well as bundling with auto to maximize discounts. They would want you to know that they consider their customers family and that their policy is caring and their goal is to bring value by going through your coverage line by line to make sure you actually understand what you have. The interested parties should call 936-760-5963 if they're interested in saving money on car insurance today.
Hi, this is Kevin Smith, former Dallas Cowboy, Texas A&M Aggie as well, and I want to say what's up to Nerd Thug Radio.
Welcome back, guys, to Nerd Thug Sports, hanging out here on 104.5, 106.1, these sister stations. As always, make sure to go to Facebook.com/Nerd Thug Radio. We've been posting cosplayer of the days and artists of the days, putting little funny stories up as they come up, and we've just been having a good time. And we could keep having a good time with you if you come by the page.
Yeah, this is all accurate statements.
Make sure to like and follow and subscribe and just live the good life with us.
Leave us a review on iTunes if you're listening there.
You know what? Yeah, do that. That's smart. Do that. I don't even really mean it. Like, I don't care.
Apparently
just keep
it's
listening.
important.
Hang on. You know what? Like, iTunes should just know that we're good. They should just know that we're good because we've made consistently, 290 episodes at this point?
Yeah, like 1 billion. We have more episodes than there are episodes of Law & Order.
That makes me so happy. You have no idea how proud I am of that. Because,
Right.
I respect that monk show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bong, bong. Those are monk bells, by the way. All right, before we get into anything here, let me tell you guys about Citizens Grill. From chicken fried steak with jalapeno cream gravy to spicy shrimp tacos or our double bone-in pork chop. It's all good at the Woodlands area's newest restaurant and lounge with 2 full bars, 40 beers on tap, 23 wines by the glass, and our huge family-friendly patio. Citizens Grill is sure to please. Find us on 1488 at Old Conroe Road across from the Escape Theater and Del Webb. Open weekdays 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and weekends 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And I really want to go on record as saying, now that I've been and toured the place and hung out, yeah, you should really go. They got a little lounge area next to it. So listen, some people just want to chill out and have a nice little meal, get a couple drinks, hanging out with their loved one, doing their little date night thing. You go to Citizens Lounge. It's right there. When you walk into Citizens Grill, you go left. You're in Citizens Lounge. It's 21 and up only. It's a little chill little area off to the side. The patio is massive. They got the big heaters that spread the heat around. You should really spend some time at Citizens Grill. And also, if you go Monday through Thursday, so including today, and you check into our event that we've got that we have set up on our page, and you show the waiter or waitress, you get half off on an appetizer or dessert just by hanging out and checking in with Nerd Thug Radio at Citizens Grill. So go ahead and swing by there and then, enjoy it. They also do the big square ice cubes for their old fashions.
Oh, nice.
They're classy people out there. Pinky's out. Pinky's out at Citizens Grill. Okay, so we were talking about the NBA, and I told you we were going to get into it. And I think it's time to do that. NBA. Let's pull up the standings real fast. Now, the Rockets also traded Clint Capella.
Oh, gosh. They finally did it. They did it to him.
In a massive 4-team trade. You know what? Let's talk about that real quick. The Rockets have been hovering in the middle, and we're still right there. Lakers, Clippers, Denver, Utah, Houston, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Memphis. Dallas is going to fall some. Luka Doncic has been hurt. Portland and San Antonio and New Orleans are all kind of nipping at it. New Orleans got Zion Williamson back. San Antonio's never going to be a bad team.
Nope.
And Portland, I mean, those guys have been good consistently. They are the team that eliminated the Thunder last year and broke the team, basically.
Oh, yeah, that team exploded.
By the way, Toronto 2 seed, so.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
2 seed.
I was joking before, but, wow.
Well, I kind of, I forgot how bad the rest of the East got, okay? So the Philadelphia 76ers were supposed to be the team to beat. They are the 6th seed at 31-20.
That's really bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not even close.
Miami, who literally just picked up Andre Iguodala, they're the 4 seed with 34-15. By the way, the Memphis Grizzlies, the 8th seed, like I said. And now they just dumped a guy they don't want to talk about anymore.
Well,
the
he dumped a
Brooklyn
guy
Nets,
and
who
may have picked up someone great.
May have picked up someone at least who wants to be on the team. The Brooklyn Nets, who this year signed Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Jordan. Remember, and Kevin Durant's not playing at all this year because of the blown Achilles from the playoffs. So it's Kyrie Irving by himself this year. It's just him. They're the 7th seed at 23-27. Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo's team is 43-7. They're the 1 seed. Boston, who was supposed to be the team to beat, 35-15. 3 seed. Miami is 34-15. I guess we'll do the Capella trade real quick because we haven't talked about it. I don't think it's as big of a deal because of everything that's going on. The Rockets have been winning when they play small, and Capella's been hurt a little bit. And so to me, I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like I think this might have been the right move for them. And it was a really complicated trade with a lot of parts moving around here. And of course, the little article doesn't want to load here. But essentially, for the Rockets, all that's relevant is they brought in a 3-and-D guy. They brought in a wing player who's long and athletic, Robert Covington, who is he's a 3-and-D guy. And they got rid of Capella. But the Rockets have been playing small here lately. As a matter of fact, they set an NBA record. They were the first team to win a game in the NBA without playing a single player at all who was over 6'8". So, I mean, it's kind of interesting.
It's a record.
It is a record. And it's also interesting because Mike D'Antoni wants to run. He wants to go play. Also, the 2 guys they traded for are 6'8". Jordan Bell is a forward center, and he's also 6'8". He's probably about to see a lot of playing time on this team. We also sent away Nene. I kind of like Nene, but this year he hasn't. According to this, he hasn't even reported to the Rockets this year. And the last couple of years, he's finally started to kind of break down and been dealing with injuries. He hasn't been the guy
nearly as strong.
Yeah, this does put us under the luxury tax threshold.
Sweet, that's a bonus, I guess.
Right, but it also, this team is now exactly the team that D'Antoni wants with this roster. So, like, just the team he wants around James Harden and Russell Westbrook is this team. Small, three-point shooting dudes who just spread the floor out and force the other team to chase people all game long. I'm trying to find who all. Okay, so here's the rest of it. It's such a weird thing in the NBA. The Nuggets will get Keita Bates Diop, Noah Vonleh, and Shabazz Napier, who was on the championship team from the Cavaliers. That's really the relevant. Along with Green and the Rockets' first-round pick. Green has to waive his right to veto any trade. He has already gone ahead and done that. Juancho Hernan Gomez, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt will go to the Timberwolves, who will also receive Evan Turner and a 2020 first-round pick via the Nets from the Hawks. The Hawks get Nene and Capella. It's like
wobble, wobble, wobble.
Yeah, so basically, in all of these NBA trades, the interesting thing that happens is you have to move equal amounts of money. Because all these teams are over the cap, they've got to stay within something like 3% or 5% of what they're giving or moving. So Capella makes $17 million. So if we move Capella and Nene, which I think brings us out to we're moving like $21 million, we have to take back $21 million. Or we can go under, but we can't go over. And so when we put $21 million on the Atlanta team, which is what we did, we gave them Capella and Nene. Well, now they've got to move $21 million.
It's like playing financial Tetris.
It is, and that's exactly what it is. So what happens in these deals, like when we traded for Chris Paul to the Clippers, we did it in the offseason. So there were people who with contracts who were open. They were expired, so they hadn't signed yet. So it got even weirder. We traded like 5 players, but we only had at the time like 7 players under contract. So it was a very weird thing where it happened because we had to match the monies because we wanted to keep the rights for the other guy. So you have to move. So what happens is the reason the Timberwolves took 4 dudes in the trade is because the money had to balance.
Right.
What they sent out, they have to take back in. So then to balance the money for all of this stuff.
Super complicated bill balancing.
Right. So then the Nets have to step in and send a guy in order for Atlanta to be able. That's what happened.
So funny.
You had to find a 4th player, and then they get something for stepping in and absorbing one of the contracts.
Right. They get a pick and some other guy. And
right. Exactly.
It's 4 dudes, and
so it's crazy. The NBA is crazy about that, and that's why the trades get really hard and really complicated really fast in the NBA because it's very rare where you can do straight ups. Like Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul was essentially straight up, and the reason it was essentially straight up is because they were both on max deals.
Right.
So the numbers were. And I think there was one other player somewhere on part of that trade because I think Chris Paul makes a little bit more than Russell Westbrook. So it was like, okay, well, 35 and 31 plus the other dude, gone. But
super easy.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, well, you got to do this, and then hey,
right.
can you come here, and then I'll give you a pick, and then I'll take this guy from you.
Exactly.
So we can.
But
get
where
to
are we going to
21?
move this other $6 million that you don't want and that I can't have?
And
so then we got to call a guy who can either take $6 million straight up, and then we got to give him something for taking the $6 million because he's like, well, I'll take him, but why am I losing my roster spot and my cap space? And it's like, well, we'll give you a draft pick. Okay, that's a deal. Now it's a 3-team deal. Or he's like, well, listen, I'll take him, but I need somebody to get rid of this guy who's making 9 over here, right? And he's like, he's not even on my rotation, and he does weird stuff in the locker room. We don't want him. And so then they're like, well, I don't have room for him. And the other guy's like, all right, look, I can take on half of it, but you got to take this dude right here. And then he's like, all right, well, listen, if I'm taking him, I can afford to do it on the swap for the money because I don't like the guy anyway, but you still got to dump 4 more somewhere, and I don't want it. So then it's like, oh, God. And so,
so they call up somebody else, and all of a sudden you're in a 9-person deal, and the whole league just goes, kunk,
right?
Everything's different.
Also weird this year is a third of the league changed teams this offseason.
That's again, the whole league just goes clunk, and then the machine's now different.
The whole machine is different. All right, how are we doing on time there?
We still got 4 minutes.
Jameis Winston, that was the name.
Jameis Winston, the Buccaneers quarterback.
Jameis Winston. He was the guy who in Florida State yelled some really stupid stuff in the food court.
Good for him.
He was like, F her right in the special place for a lady. He used the proper medical term at least. But that's not like what you yell in public.
I mean, you can. Free country and all, but
Don't.
it's not polite.
It's very rude. But he did it. Then later he was drafted number 1 overall by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Got him.
Got him.
Hasn't really done anything else, really.
No, it just got himself in trouble, honestly. And he's kind of a mess. But anyway, he made himself $20 million this year to be one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. He did this consistently. This was fun. If he had a good game, the next game he would have a bad game. So if he threw 4 touchdowns week 2, week 3 he threw 4 interceptions. And he did that consistently throughout this season. Now, the weird part is they played him every other game. Here's me if it's week 5. Hey, James, week 2 you threw 4 touchdowns, and then week 3 you threw 4 picks. And then week 4 you threw 4 touchdowns.
What if you just played every other game?
I'm actually just going to – I'm going to let – you know what? We're going to have Ryan take this game. Hey, Fitz. Hey, Fitzy. You get to start, man. And he's like, yeah, woo. And he goes like 2-1 that game, but we win. Then I'm like, hey, game 6. Jameis, you're up, bro.
He's just like an even numbers guy.
Like, there's no telling what it was, but I think anytime he felt good about himself, he went out there and just sucked it up for no good reason. So that was
wow,
cool.
I'm so great. Blah, blah, blah.
Blanc. Blanc, blanc, blanc.
Turnover. All right, maybe I'm not so good at this game.
You know, in hindsight, like, maybe I just...
The next week, 4 touchdowns. I'm greatest again.
I honestly think that was part of it, is, like, anytime he would feel even kind of good about himself, he's like, I can make this throw.
No, you cannot make that.
And then the next game, he's like, I can't make any mistakes. And he's super careful. But that also means, like, he can't pull his head out of his butt long enough to just
relax,
but make good throws. Like, I don't what does it take for someone, like, you would think by the second time you threw 4 interceptions in one season, like, you have a come to Jesus talk and your coach is like, listen, if you throw 1 more interception, you're going home, bro. And I don't mean home in Tampa. I mean, I'm flying you back to where you're from.
You were no longer on
You're no longer on the team. I'm paying for the ticket personally to send you home. Man.
Didn't he lead the league in interceptions?
He led the league in turnovers for the 3 years he's been a starter. Nice. No one had more turnovers in the time where he was. Monday Night Football aired a graphic at the beginning of this year that, like, should have murdered his career. It was like he led the league in, like, fumbles lost, turnovers caused, and then, like, interceptions thrown. He had, like, separately all 3 categories.
That's impressive.
Still getting started, still getting money.
Impressive.
Maybe I have the wrong job, you know?
Again, sometimes in sports you don't have to be good.
You just got to be drafted number 1 overall.
Yeah.
All right, well, we look at the draft board and try and figure out a way we to get pick number 1. We're going to jump out to a break, and when we come back, more Nerd Thug Sports. The Adventure Begins, Comics, Games, and More is open on 1488 at 525 Woodland Square Boulevard. With comics, games, and everything nerd-related, The Adventure Begins is the one-stop nerd shop. On Saturdays, they alternate between having Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, and coming up, they also have cosplay crafting and trivia nights and BYOB nights. They're currently offering a 10% discount for limited time, which will be valid for as long as you grab your books every month. Hey everybody, I'd like to introduce Tiger Rock Martial Arts. With 4 great locations that are open to all members, Tiger Rock offers world-class training with top-level instructors teaching self-defense and jiu-jitsu among other courses. Designed to help improve physical fitness and raise confidence, Tiger Rock's Martial Arts is able to start working with anyone 4 years old and up to show them the life skills and focus it takes to succeed in the modern world. Anyone interested in a fun, energetic way to make a positive life change should absolutely reach out to Tiger Rock Martial Arts and get started changing their life for the better. TigerRockMartialArts.com. From chicken fried steak with jalapeno cream gravy to spicy shrimp tacos or a double bone-in pork chop, there are many items listed on the menu of the Woodlands area's newest restaurant and lounge. With 2 full bars, 40 beers on tap, 23 wines by the glass, and a large, family-friendly patio, Citizens Grill is designed to create a fun atmosphere. Interested in hungry parties can find them on FM 1488 at Old Conroe Road across from the Escape Theater and Del Webb, open weekdays 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and weekends 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And interested parties should absolutely check out the Nerd Thug Radio events pages for specials. Hi, Conroe. Corey DLG of Nerd Thug Radio. For people interested in saving money on car and home insurance, they should contact Sean Myers Insurance Services. If you look on Google, you'll see plenty of 5-star reviews for these guys. They're great. They're an independent agent able to shop over 15 national carriers to find the best coverage at the best price for that customer. They do specialize in home insurance as well as bundling with auto to maximize discounts. They would want you to know that they consider their customers family and that their policy is caring and their goal is to bring value by going through your coverage line by line to make sure you actually understand what you have. The interested party should call 936-760-5963 if they're interested in saving money on car insurance today.
Hey, Haywood Jeffries, former Houston Oilers wide receiver on Nerd Thug Radio.
Welcome back, Conroe, to Nerd Thug Sports, hanging out here on this last couple minutes as we wrap up another epic award-winning, should be award-winning show. That's how I should say that. Should be award-winning. That's what we should be. Award-winning.
Right. Or number one on the draft. I'll take that too.
Just for the $20 million fifth season that you don't deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Call the family. Set for life. Never good. This week, the Overwatch League kicks off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's exciting stuff. Just to follow up on some stories that we've kind of covered in the build-up now to the launch of the Overwatch League. I talked to a city planner, or part of the city committee for Oak Ridge North, which is not the Woodlands, across from the Woodlands.
Not the Woodlands.
I want to give clear guidance here that I did not speak to anyone in the Woodlands proper. But he didn't know what I was talking about, so I explained the issue to him, and he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, okay, the issue probably that they would get hammered with easily is parking.
Yeah.
Parking would immediately become
An issue.
a potential concern. And even though someone in the Woodlands may have jumped the gun by giving them a business, permission to operate a business and a home on the lease, the board can always overrule it.
Yeah.
So that's some inside baseball for you on some city planning 101.
I hate the city planning.
The general manager of the Houston Outlaws posted, Boomers 1, Outlaws 0. And then he said they will be moving, and it is upsetting and unnecessary, but it is what it is. So
it's accurate, but also you gotta remember, big money.
Big money.
Woodlands is a very nice area.
And as awesome as the Overwatch is, and as awesome as esports is, as you grow, of course, you court controversy.
Right.
So we're going to kind of focus on this for these last couple minutes here. One of the characters in Overwatch is a young Korean girl named Diva, and she drives a
big robot.
It's called a mech. Unfortunately, this last couple skins they've released for her, skins are decorative costumes the characters wear that you still control in game. Doesn't change anything about the character, but it is a look.
Mm-hmm.
The last two have kind of upset fans of Diva because they feel like it's sexualized the character and made her seem inappropriate. And the Korean culture many Koreans have come out and said that they feel like Overwatch and the Overwatch League doesn't understand Korean culture. And in particular, what's come out is the last costume was called the Black Cat, and it was a cat style armor. And then she was in like a kind of like a schoolgirl cat ears costume, and people felt like that was inappropriate. And now this one is called Academy Days. Academy Diva is what it's called. And people are also... The other one's called the Black Cat skin. I apologize. And people also feel like this one is stepping over the line. It's her in a school uniform, and it's not an inappropriate school uniform. It's not unnecessarily... Well, I don't know. The skirt is kind of a little high there as I'm looking at it again. The skirt's not knee length, okay? It's mid-thigh.
Yeah.
It's a little high. It's a little high. Could be lower. But she's in a school... Otherwise, she's in a schoolgirl uniform, which... Okay, here's the weird thing about schoolgirl uniforms, without being the worst person on the planet. Britney Spears kind of made a thing about it, right? People kind of latched onto that cosmetic, that look, for certain reasons in the non-student world.
Right.
And yet we still make kids wear it.
Yeah, it like hasn't changed the idea at all.
At all, right? So, like, okay, it's one thing in the world of adults, and we still dress our kids in it knowing what that one thing is. We have not backed away from this at all, and no one has ever questioned it. None of us have ever said, I may be the first person on the whole planet who's ever gone, maybe we should change the uniforms.
No.
I don't know. I don't know what to say here. Because if we feel like now just putting a person in the uniform creates this image, then clearly that means this uniform and this image go hand in hand.
Right.
Like, this clearly means we're not getting away from one or the other. So if now this is just standard, when you see a female character in a schoolgirl outfit, now that means she has been hypersexualized. If that's the conversation we're having, then maybe we need to address how we dress students.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
it comes back to they're like, oh, stop being gross. It's like, no, well, I mean, we can just change it because now it's become gross.
Right. Like, okay, listen, if this is how everybody, like, if everyone who sees it thinks this about it,
then we should just change it.
And listen, the pushback on that is like, well, they were wearing it and then we became the weirdos. And yeah, you're right. The world became the weirdos to this, but this is where the world has come to.
Right.
The world drove up to this spot and stopped. So now we need to deal with it. Like, the reality is this is how a lot of people view it. And if this is how people are going to view it, then we could very easily address it. But we could just put pants on them. Hey, girls, do you want to wear pants to school? Let's just put pants on them.
It's fine.
I mean, like, it completely eliminates the... There's not a lot of times in my life when I say pants fix the problem. Because I'm not a pants dude. I don't like pants.
Yeah.
First thing I do when I get home, kick off the pants.
It's accurate.
But maybe, just maybe,
This
this
problem we
one
can solve
time,
with pants.
we could solve a problem with some pants. This has been Nerdhook Sports, just hanging out here looking at pants. On behalf of Tiger Rock, on behalf of Citizens Grill, on behalf of Sean Myers Insurance with Donald Williams, and of course, The Adventure Begins, Little Brother Nico, and myself. Same Nerd Thug time, same Nerd Thug channel. Watch those pants, y'all.